Ladies and gentlemen, this is tonight's news. In retaliation towards Trump's trade policies, a petition has been launched in Canada to ban Pornhub, which is owned by a Montreal-based conglomerate. If the move passes, Americans will only be able to masturbate to everything else on the internet. Good luck.
Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, an Irish holiday celebrated in the U.S. by wearing green, drinking way too much alcohol, and having to tell your girlfriend twice.
St. Patrick's Day is also a day where Irish Americans wear ridiculous clothing and drink themselves to death. Or as Derek Richards calls it, a day that ends in Y.
Right here. Right here. You're not wrong.
Oh, made the news.
Yay.
On St. Paddy's Day, Chicago dyed their river green. On that same day, Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas, is secretly still a burial ground for a serial killer that's been murdering homosexuals.
That story's so whacked.
There's been about 50. 50 dead gay people in a lake. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Normal World. I'm Dave Landau.
I'm Matt McClowry,
And
filling in for QB.
Yes, and I encourage the police to start looking into this in Austin.
There's no
Why
police
did you
presence
say
there.
a serial killer was killing 53 gay guys and then cut to me immediately?
We needed a picture.
If you see this man,
Yeah,
please let authorities know.
Sometimes segues just work out.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that 25 of them was when I brought you to Austin. I was working out all day. Were you? All day? Why are there claw marks on your arm like somebody was scratching?
Been lifting dead gay people and throwing them into the lake.
You wouldn't believe how it works my traps. Oh, how was that?
It was like the movie Cruising.
Oh, yeah. So, you just walk into a place in a leather hat and Bruno Kirby's getting fisted on a swing.
I love that that's the two things Bruno Kirby is known for are city slickers and being fisted on a swing.
And City Slicker sounds like it should be the name of cruising.
That's just the name of the bar.
Yeah, then there's the sequel, Legend of Curly Schools. Oh, my God.
Curly? No, he died. I'm his brother.
Yeah, I'm his brother, Jack Palance. Also joining us today, Angela.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Angela does horror?
Yeah, she
Yes.
does.
All right. Just answer it.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at that. And Normal Angela on Instagram.
There you go.
Thank you.
And also joining us today, you can see him where?
You can see me all over the place. I've got a bunch of dates coming up in Michigan. Going to be over in St. Clair, Michigan on March 21st. Saturday in Dearborn Heights. It's a fundraiser for Haven of Love Dog Rescue. That is a fantastic organization. Then up in Rose City, Michigan on Sunday. St. Cloud, Florida at Porky's Comedy Club. April 11th and 12th. And then Fort Myers. DerekRichards.com is the website.
Thank you. Just
Beautiful.
pick 2 next time, all right?
How about you suck it?
March 27th to 29th, you can see me in Spokane, Washington. And also, check out my book, April 3rd, coming out, Party of One, a fuzzy memoir. You can pre-order the Kindle right now, and then you can also put on your wish list that you want the book. And I'm going to do a voice one, an audible.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, you will.
Really excited.
Yeah.
I
I'm
thought
going
my
to read
description of the book was pretty dead solid on X.
Yeah, I'm going to read it, even the tragic parts, very erotic.
You
Well,
should.
there's no other way you can with that voice.
I know.
Well, I said that.
Thank you. Somebody gets me.
Well, because I had read your book. It's been like 3 years ago, the first manuscript or the second version of it or whatever. And I posted on X, I go, this book makes the heroin diaries look like green eggs and ham.
Which I appreciated.
You're welcome.
It's true. Mm-hmm. It's jarring.
What's the first thing I said to you after I read that? I called you up and I go, why are you alive?
Yeah, that's what you said. I can't believe you're not dead. That was their phrase. Mm-hmm. And I said, me too.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird because I was in my garage with a gun in my mouth.
Mm-hmm. It was hard talking to you.
I was laying down plastic.
With the barrel of
You'd think that so
Glock
many
19
other...
in your cake hole.
Yeah, you'd think other things would kill me.
Right?
But it'll probably be by my own hand. Anyway, welcoming to the show for his first time through, you can see him at the Laugh Out Lounge in Winter Haven, Florida, April 18th and 19th. Also at StephenHenryComedy.com. Please welcome to the show, Stephen Henry.
How's it going, everybody? Yeah,
Welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm not selling a book. I'm interested in reading yours soon.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'll get
Probably
you.
not.
Well, it's an easy read. There's a lot of pictures. Most of it's pop-up.
I just don't know why you didn't go with I don't know why I'm not dead.
It's not a bad name for a
title,
book.
yeah.
It's not.
I should be
sequel.
dead.
It's a sequel. Yeah.
That's a good point. I went with party.
The sequel's going to be I'm Dead Now.
The sequel's going to be what you find on my computer and release as my writings.
That's the unfinished one.
We'll still be making money on it.
Yeah, whatever you do, just keep hanging me upside down and shake every penny you can get from me.
I'm Dead Now, also known as Dave's browser history.
Yes. Mine's not even bad. Not even. Nah.
Really?
I'm not really a scumbag.
You stick to the
Cable will
VHS.
kill you.
Don't out people.
What?
It's a little.
It's projection.
Yeah, I know, right? Can you
Really?
imagine his browser history?
Oh, it's.
Oh my God, no.
I mean, yeah, I imagine that all the minorities are X'd out, but it's probably pretty creepy.
wow.
I'm kidding.
Rude.
All right, he'll be doing a dog rescue.
It's just 4chan and WebMD.
Just trying to figure out what alcohol is best for gout.
Right?
He's like,
Oddly enough, St. Patrick's Day, I did not have a drop of alcohol yesterday.
yeah, but you had been binge drinking for 3 weeks.
It's true. I didn't tell you that. I said I took out
You were on an Irish comedy tour.
2.5 weeks. Oddly enough, I took St. Patrick's Day off from drinking.
And rationalized it that way.
No, I just didn't want to look at anything
You
that had alcohol in it.
You finally decided that when the shake started, to go and have your morning omelet and fucking vodka. Sorry, whiskey. I would never accuse you of having vodka.
Thank you.
I apologize. That's rude.
Start my morning off with a cup of coffee, shaking like Michael J. Fox in a Jenga tournament. Yes.
But it's just your body wanting its poison.
Yes.
Are you a heavy drinker, Stephen?
Unfortunately, yeah, I do drink a lot lately.
Yeah.
I think it's just by virtue of being around people like Derek mainly.
Bad influences.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, you're helping me out.
Am I?
Yeah. Speed
No one has
things
ever
along.
said that to me. I just want to have that
That face.
encapsulated. Thank you for putting the graphic up.
You can handle booze better than anybody I know.
Yeah, this is true.
I don't touch a drop until after
You
a
don't.
show.
You're very, very controlled with it.
Yeah.
Where I am not. Well, I don't know. Who knows now? It's been so long.
No.
That's the thing is like
Let's find out.
we
be back,
I shared a
guys.
condo with Derek in 2020 in Oklahoma City, and it's like 3 a.m. He's on the porch drinking whiskey, cursing everyone he knows, and then cut to 7 o'clock, and we're at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know how I can't do that.
that's as functioning as it gets, really.
Yeah.
I can't even do the gym part of that equation.
I've seen you at the gym texting on a preacher curl.
Yeah, see, I've done that. Look, I got to get my work done.
He's spotting, damn it.
It's a workout. Get it?
No, like my thing is when we go to the gym together, like I'll show you how to do something, and then I'll be on a treadmill in the middle, and I'll see you out of the corner of my eye, and I'll just be like, good enough.
Yeah. Well, that's what I call
I'm
it.
like, I tried.
Well, as long as my heart's still functioning, I'm like, that's good. I don't want. What do I need to be all jacked for?
Oh, you don't.
The mirror? I already look at this. Is it not bad
No, it's fine.
for how I treat it?
Oh,
I mean, this is crazy good.
yeah.
And
You look great. Just adjust the mirror properly.
Exactly. You lean it down a little bit, and then you shatter it, and then
Yes.
you take a piece and you cut your wrist with it.
That's exactly how it works.
That's right. Have you ever thought about killing yourself?
Only every day.
Are you two related?
No, I just Steven was introduced to us by Matt.
Yeah, he's my
blind
buddy.
date,
Yeah.
and it was at Red Lobster.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a comic who opened for me in Florida who didn't go, y'all smoke weed? This guy knows what I'm talking about. So I just immediately was like, I'm going to make friends with him.
Yeah.
So I had him
writes-
open for me, and he's very funny.
He writes jokes.
Yeah, that is a risky thing. It's not typical anymore. No. A lot of people are just like, give it up for the troops, or what about ass eating?
Oh, especially if you're in Florida, it's all troops and ass eating.
That's Derek's whole set.
I know. It's
12 minutes in. Just looking at the time.
I haven't forgotten about
He
what you said.
closes by
love
eating a
this.
troop's ass.
Give it up for the troops' ass.
yes.
Call it the mess hall.
Call it the mess hall.
Well, speaking of eating something bad, let's get into tonight's news. Tracy Morgan was taken in a wheelchair after vomiting courtside at a Knicks first Heat game at Madison Square Garden. Here's a video of the incident.
He was so nonchalant about it.
No, he just leaned forward.
I'm surprised he didn't go with Mr. Creosote.
He's also wearing a sparkly black outfit, and he looks like he's in ABBA.
Well, that's that Walmart settlement money.
Oh, yeah, dude. I got hit
No
by a
kidding.
Walmart truck.
Actually, they just showed his latest special on the Jumbotron.
I mean, look, if I was at a Knicks game, I'd be
Speaking of
throwing up
people who
everywhere.
aren't known for their writing. Well, that was the thing I actually heard. I don't know which comic told me, but they were hanging out. I believe it was at the comic strip in New York City. Tracy Morgan walked in, saw them with a pen and paper, and threw it out the door.
Really?
Yes.
Seems right.
He just hates reading that much.
I worked with him, and he showed up 2 hours late to the show, and they were pissed. It was in New York. Like, what was the
Upstate New York? Yeah, Syracuse. Funny Bone, Syracuse.
Yeah, and like the whole place is like booing and pissed, and they're like, "You should go up there and do a few minutes." I'm like, I'm not doing that.
It's not going to
I'm
happen.
not kidding. They don't want to see me. They want to see the guy from 30 Rock and SNL.
I worked with him in Richmond, Virginia at the Funny Bone. It was before he got 30 Rock.
Okay.
And the green room was completely packed with him and his
He brings an entourage. They circle him.
Yeah.
I
So there
don't
was
blame
probably 20 people inside this green room. And so I go walking by, and the manager goes, "Hey, how come that green room is available?" I go, "Not really."
Right.
You open it up, and it's just, like the cast from I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker is in there.
Well, that's a bit.
So it's just, where's the lie?
You're right.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I take it back.
Yeah, those aren't big green rooms either.
No, not at all. But anyhow, he goes up, and he was, as a stand-up act, it was not spectacular. There were people
He's
walking
insane.
out in droves.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah.
You ever worked with him?
No, I have not. I've not worked with him. I've worked with some very interesting people.
Have you?
Yeah.
Who's one you'll out?
I'll out. It was probably the strangest working with Ed Bassmaster.
Ed Bassmaster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the one with the Cosby sweater and the mullet.
Yeah. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? That guy? Yeah. His audience, so he basically does like costume changes every 15 minutes.
At a club.
So we did comedy between him. And then the people were leaving. They were like, stand-up comedy is really good. This is the first time we ever saw comedy. I'm like, yes, it is.
Wow.
He does like prank call stuff a lot, doesn't he?
On
Yeah.
the stage?
Well, I don't think from the stage, but that's what he's known for on YouTube and stuff.
On the stage, all he did was like say his catchphrases, and then they would say them back to him. It was like a concert.
How is he playing like videos? and
No.
stuff like that. No.
He
Okay.
was just on the shirt and the sweater, just like, how you doing? Like, look at that. And everyone's just like, yeah. Like,
Those are great catchphrases, too.
it was like the Wiggles for drunk people.
Now, how was he when you off stage?
He was fine.
Was he like British? I mean, like,
He was Canadian, so close.
okay, so yeah, no way off.
He's actually from Philly.
Yeah, he's got his Montreal accent. It's all French. Oh, he's from Philly? Okay. There's a lot of good comics from Philly. That's him excluded. But I'm kidding, of course.
I like it.
I'm sure it's fun. I mean, if it fills out a place like that, it's got to be fun.
Yeah, it was multiple sold out shows.
Yeah.
On like a Wednesday.
That's
Oh, wow.
crazy.
That nuts.
Yeah, it's a new dawn.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. You see some of these places that pack out with a place like, or with an act like Ed Bassmaster or these.
It's not unlike the 80s, though, when you break it down, because that was a lot of like shtick, too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just now there's platforms for them to get just as big on. I mean, when you think about it.
Well, isn't that why like Chicken killed himself? Because like
Yeah.
he was just like, well, what the hell do I do now?
Yeah, he didn't know where to go with it.
Yeah, Michael
Yeah.
Chicken Roof. Well, his whole thing was basically just dancing and humping people.
Right.
And he did it at Just for Laughs, and he killed. And then he got a role in Triple X,
Wait a minute.
one of those movies, right?
Yeah.
Matt, are you telling me that Andy Dick stole his act?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, licking faces, dry humping people.
Yeah, and then there was no real way to market that, and he ended up killing himself.
Turns out if he hung around a little longer,
Yeah, exactly.
There
Yeah,
was
if
a
he just
great-
hung out to Instagram.
he would be. He could just do that every show.
Right.
Yeah, Chicken was his name, right?
Michael Chicken
Michael
Roof.
Chicken Roof. That's right. Is that what he jumped off of?
No, that's not how he did it.
Oh.
I think it was a gun, right?
I think it was a gun.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean to insult him.
I just thought, I'd only known him as Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he
That's
from,
what
like,
I thought, because I remember seeing Funny Bones with like the name Chicken.
Yeah, wasn't he from like Birmingham, Alabama or
Yeah,
something
he was
like
a
that?
Southern guy.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
I think he's Kansas City, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so.
You probably just saw him at the Stardome playing several nights.
Yes, and murder.
Right.
Every 3 weeks. No offense if you live there.
Just one standing ovation after another.
Just one, everything he says just shows his NASCAR jacket, and they're just like, yeah.
Well, isn't like a thing, don't you kind of feel like as you've gone on, like comedy's gotten easier to do everywhere in a way?
How so?
You don't do as well anymore. That's out of the question. Everybody's seen everything, but I just
They
kinda-
think they're a comic.
exactly that too, but I just feel like, like regionally it's all kind of the same now.
Yeah, it feels like everywhere is a tourist as
Yeah.
opposed to you go to a place and you better know something about their people. Or
Exactly.
They hate your guts.
Exactly.
Like it used to be where even having a northern accent in the South would be jarring.
Yeah,
and
you would
vice
park-
versa.
You would back into spaces so people wouldn't see your license plate.
Remember that?
I remember
Yeah.
that, exactly.
Yeah, it was like a gay alien that landed on the planet. That's what we used to call it. And they're just staring at you like, I don't understand his voice.
Do you remember the one that we did that was an old Blockbuster where they hadn't even changed the shape of the sign?
Yep. And they just wrote the
Fort-
comedy club name on
In Fort Mill, South Carolina, and they called it the hottest ticket in town. And it's a chain, but that's not their slogan anywhere else. Just happened to look enough like a ticket.
so they put it on there.
Yeah.
And that's when a guy came up to me because I made an Amish Mafia joke.
Yes.
In the beginning of my set because that show had just come out, and he goes, "Listen, I liked your act, but making fun of the Amish, that's a little."
He said, I just thought that was in poor taste.
It was in poor taste, and he was wearing overalls.
You're never going to hear it.
Yeah, but I'm like, who?
It says microphone.
I'm like, why would you care? We're in the South. Wouldn't you see Amish people? And also, it's a show. It's a TV show called Amish Mafia.
Well, that was the one where I went up on stage. I hadn't even said anything yet, and there's an obese woman who's eating while she's heckling me, and she just goes, "You're crazy."
Oh, I remembered that. I went off on her.
And you went off on her, and then the lady's daughter came up to me while you were on stage, and she said, I thought you were funny, but you have to admit you kind of made yourself a target up there. And you were actually, it was before you went on, because you're like, made himself a target by being on stage.
Yeah, I went off on her too. And then I ended the show by having a guy in the audience motorboat another woman who, and then he just did, and she was fine.
I just remember everybody's cameras being out and just being kind of like, I'll call him Mulligan on this show.
Yeah, and
that
I
one
was
wasn't
like-
on me.
I go, I don't think my closer's going to top that, and it's a guy just motorboating this woman in the middle of the show, and then I walked off.
That's a good closer.
What if that just became your thing?
Yeah, that's how I do it. I get two people in the crowd. And
What if that was your catchphrase?
one's a victim? What's that?
What if that was your catchphrase?
Motorboat?
Yeah, now you just all of a sudden have everybody motorboating random guests next to them.
Well, remember when you had the guy who hosted in like Greenville or someplace who would strip? And he was a MC, and he was a fat guy, and he'd bring a girl up and give her a lap dance.
Ben.
Yeah, and then you had to do comedy after that and try to be funny and relevant and ironic.
Yeah, it was already the worst club.
Yeah.
And then this guy would bring somebody up from the crowd.
Is this in Greensboro, North Carolina?
That's correct. And then he would strip for the audience and like rub all over this like whatever girl they brought up on stage. And then they'd bring me up.
Oh, that guy is a douche canoe.
And I told him, I was like,
No way.
I was
You know, right? He was stunning.
Well, I told him, I go, don't do this. You're going to get pigeonholed. And he's like, it's funny. But I was like, I go, this is going to be what you're known for.
Right.
He goes, well, the owner likes me to do it. And I was like, so the owner likes you to strip on stage and gyrate on female customers? I'm like, you shouldn't do that.
The owner of that place is a piece of garbage, too.
Tell him no, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it's,
one of the places that doesn't even pay the host, so like you can have a meal.
dude, no, no, not even that. Like, they actually made people go to the club as a punishment. They were like, if you go to a comedy show, you will then get free admission to the bar across the parking lot. So it was like they had to go and suffer a comedy show to then get free tickets to a place called Arizona Pete's, where I think there was a bar fight or a rape every 12 minutes. I walked in there once, even when I was drinking, and I'm like, this is too much.
You got into a fight and you got raped
I know.
at the same time.
I know, and it was with myself.
Well, I just like we did the club in Columbia, Missouri, where they would have college kids get half off because they would check their IDs and then they would give them a bracelet. But then they would all go in the bathroom and take the bracelet off if they were under 21, and they would just serve them anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And then the
Airtight
guy,
security.
Oh, it was great. Right.
and then the woman who was hosted was a professor at the college, and she had her students put together packages for you for how you could market yourself because she was
Yes.
a marketing professor. And then we came in to see them give their presentations, and he basically just yelled at them for not patronizing his establishment.
Oh, yeah, that was so awkward.
It's the most awkward.
They were like, my place is going to go out of business if you don't come in here. And I'm like, I think it's the people that are going to take your liquor license from serving children.
Wow.
And I probably should have listened to those marketing students. Instead, I was like, what do these kids know? Turned out they were right about everything.
No shit, right?
Dude, that was the weirdest.
That was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, that's your business model.
Yeah, that was his thing. Was like, yeah, I'm going to go to the college and yell at underage people for not patronizing my bar.
I wonder if he went to the bank with that pitch for the loan.
He's like, listen.
There's a lot of money in underage drinking.
He's like, it's a college town,
Hear
right?
me out.
And I'm going to make sure they're all drunk. There will be no lawsuits. So it'd be like, yeah, just drunk kids in the audience.
Yeah, you just see there's like 300 kids, and you're like, this is going to be great. They're just all looking at their watches, trying to get as drunk as possible.
Yeah, when I started doing it, I was like their age. I was a little older. I was old enough to drink. But I remember, yeah, a lot of times people would come in like, I remember the host too one time was like, I'm just going to set this here. And he just put a gun right in one of the shelves. He's like, I don't want them to see it on stage. And I'm like, I don't know if you should just leave a gun laying around all willy-nilly like this.
This was in Columbia, Missouri?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, very beautiful people there.
It's a lovely town. My sister used to live there. She went to law school there, and that's what I remember. They're like, oh, you're finally here. You can come see the show. It'll be great. And I'm like, it won't.
It wasn't.
That's what University of Missouri's there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
See, I remember the guy, going back to your story in Greensboro, North Carolina, that guy would go up on stage in between the feature act and the headliner.
Yeah.
And he didn't strip when I had seen him. He was bringing like a bunch of women up there and doing body shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he'd bring
Yeah, he
like
would
5
do
or
that.
6 women up on stage and do
I mean, he wasn't a-
blowjob shots or body shots, whatever it was. And the crowd would just, lose their mind. And it was just the exact thing you do not want between the feature act and the headliner.
The feature that you brought to ease the crowd into what you do is when they felt they should bring up a bride.
Comedic version of 9/11.
Yes.
The host is like, they need some entertainment right about now.
Yeah, they're like,
Right? It's like,
I just love that they're like,
laughing at original material from the other
some will
guy.
do that.
Let's
We're like,
kill that.
you get an itinerary, and like they want it clean. Anyway, between you and the feature and the headline, they're going to go up and sell a blowjob shot.
right. All the time with that.
Right.
Look, the audience is a little conservative here, and you're like, nobody here has a shirt on.
That's how you know that they're
The whole place, it's just cowboy hats and nipples, and you're like, yeah, I'll make sure to keep it PG.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to hear anything about politics. Anyway, she has to go up and sell the free cum shot.
Yeah. Yes.
To wrap it up, we have a wet T-shirt contest.
It sounds like a great name for a strip club in El Paso. Cowboy hats and nipples.
It's like, make sure to keep. No, we don't be political. At least, please don't be left ideology whatsoever, or they will kill you in the parking lot. You're like, all right.
one of them found.
Well,
a
I just
gun.
love that there was the one in Florida where they were like, don't talk about politics. The comedian talked about politics, and two of the audience members got in a fist fight. And I'm like, that's on the comic?
Right, that's our fault.
All right.
I would love. I'd like that.
What? When they fight?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind.
As long as it's not towards me, I don't give a shit.
No, it'll kill 5-10 minutes while I just stand there and instigate it more.
Yeah.
I don't mind when people fight each other.
It's not splitting the room. It's bringing those two people together.
Yeah, and it really is. The rest of the room's enjoying it. I mean, except, in their vicinity, but the rest of the room.
Do you
Those
remember
two
when we
people
were in
don't love
Ohio and a woman got yelled at in the bar? She wasn't even in the showroom, and you're on stage, and she runs in and goes, "Hey, hey, 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 hey!" And you're like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I just wanted to say you're very funny." And she's like, "And you said, and you're a lunatic." And she was mad because Pete scolded her.
Yes, and if you want to get yelled at by somebody, it was Pete.
Yes.
In the most Iraqi accent. He was Lebanese, but it was the most Iraqi accent.
Oh, at the funny stop in Cuyahoga
love
Falls, yeah.
Love Pete. You know what else I love?
What?
Mypatriotsupply.
You should.
You've seen it before. In disaster strike. There were 32 tornadoes the other day. Did you see that?
32.
32 in a day.
Damn.
God,
Poor
he's
Nate.
mad.
Yeah, he is. He's wreaking havoc. And I'll tell you what, grocery store shelves are going to go empty overnight. The worst time to prepare is during the aftermath. By then, it's already too late. Smart Americans trust Mypatriotsupply to help them prepare before the crisis comes. And right now, they're making it easier than ever, my friends. Order their 4-week emergency food supply today and get 4 72-hour food kits completely free. Did you hear that?
Heck yeah.
What?
You encourage it. Oh my God. That's real peace of mind, having Matt next to you and an emergency Mypatriotsupply.
Tornado takes your house. Matt McClowry next to you.
There's somebody there to make sure you don't get help. No last minute panic. No empty shelves. Just knowing you're covered by
So, stock up today before this deal disappears, because when emergency hits, food will be the first thing to go. Go to preparewithnormalworld.com to claim your kit plus an extra 12 days of food free. Go to preparewithnormalworld.com.
That's 12 more days of not having to eat your children. So just go to preparewithnormalworld.com. Thank you, Mypatriotsupply, for sponsoring this episode. Are you from Tennessee?
No, I'm from Tampa. Well, I'm from Maryland. I grew up in Tampa, Florida.
Okay. But Maryland originally?
Yeah, I'm from a town no one's ever heard of in Maryland.
What is it?
New Windsor.
Oh, I've been.
I'm sure you have.
I don't think I have, but Maryland's nice though.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
But like it's one of those spots where like you see the moon during the day. It's like such a dead nothing town.
Oh yeah, that's got to be. Tampa's the exact opposite.
The exact opposite.
Yeah, it's a party town.
Just strip clubs. and
Chickens
coke.
walking around.
Yeah.
Roosters.
Kill themselves later because they can't get famous on TikTok. So where did you start comedy? Tampa.
Started comedy in Tampa. Yeah. I moved there
Splitters?
when I was 1. So yeah.
Oh, you moved there when you were 1.
Yep.
I gotcha. Okay, so you've been there for. So you're from Tampa.
From Tampa.
Your birth certificate just says elsewhere.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
I just don't want to get in trouble for like stealing Tampa Valor or something.
No, I don't. I think you've earned it.
Yeah.
I mean, Eminem claims Detroit, but he was born in Kansas, right? So I mean, or Missouri, one of them. You know, because there's the city and the. There's in 2 places. It's like,
That's
why
true.
don't you pick a side?
Isn't it more like where you had your like coming of age kind of thing? Like
That's what
where
I think.
Because if you're a baby in Kansas, you're not gonna remember that.
No, you're
It doesn't
just.
inform who you are.
Your mom has to move to Detroit for a better life,
And she did.
and she certainly did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, you're from here.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I should say Dallas.
I'm from Dallas.
And then you're from Detroit, and you're from
Yeah, I'm from Dearborn.
Dearborn, Michigan.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's a very, very Middle Eastern place now.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Matt McClowry and Muslims.
Yes.
Yeah. I often see Matt praying for a good hour just on the carpet next to his car. You ever see that? I had an Uber driver.
I saw a guy.
Matt praying next to his car? No.
No?
I saw a guy in
I've
Austin
seen others pray to him.
praying in the.
Lock the keys in it.
He rolled out his prayer mat and prayed in the parking lot of IHOP.
Did you kill him and
like,
put him in the leg?
That's probably a good spot to start praying.
No, I'm like, dude, I just saw you eating bacon in there. Let's not be so devout.
Yeah, also, what do you think? You just had IHOP. What are you thanking him for?
Yeah, exactly.
You just ate IHOP. There is no God or Allah.
I saw someone like praying over French toast at like a greasy spoon in Colorado Springs. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what do you?
Please, God, make this not explode my ass.
What is it? Like, I don't know. Public prayer, I get it, but I don't know.
My uncle does that.
Does he? Does he
Yeah.
make everybody join hands too?
At the table. He used to be a lot worse. Like he would actually, like the waiter would come by, and I love my Uncle Joe's. He's a great human, but he would literally like ask the waiter or waitress. He'd drop off the food. He goes, "Is there anything that we can pray for?" And I can see the look on the waiter or waitress's face is like, I pray that you would just leave me alone and let me get to my next table. It's packed. It's brunch. I've got shit to do.
Yeah, I'm pregnant. I have to get rid of it.
Right?
This is weird.
Anything you can pray for that this abortion goes smoothly.
Your uncle's like, did you save room for Christ?
Yes. Yeah. By the way, do you want dessert? No, but I think you do. I have a message. No offense to the people who run the Watchtower.
I had a friend who was hosting for a guy, to bring it back to comedy, who grabbed him by the hands before he went up and said, "Pray with me."
I've had that.
What?
Yeah, I've had that before too.
Yeah, I've had that.
Seriously? You mean another comic?
Yeah. There was a group of comics, again, some Florida gig at a seafood place. They wanted to get together in the back and like pray before the show, and they're like, grab hands. I'm like, I'm good on that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I just do it.
Really?
I'm like, let's do it. Me and you.
He was a guy who would do he would fake laugh at all of his own jokes, and he would do the Chappelle hit his leg
Me with the
Yes,
microphone.
right.
Yes.
Is this more Orlando comedy?
No, he was an LA guy, and he would do it in the same exact spots at every single show. And it's like, you're not amusing yourself legitimately every single time, every night.
No, Chappelle's ad-libbing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, there's a difference. He's using talent.
So that's the guy that wanted to pray with you?
It wasn't with me. It was a friend of mine.
Okay.
Well, you guys like rainforests?
They're nice.
What about the Rainforest Cafe?
Love
I
it.
ate it in Vegas.
God, I hate you.
It was my wife's idea.
I no shit.
You didn't have
Sorry,
the
I don't know what
reservations,
that even meant.
I didn't even know that they were still in business.
Well, it's like Adam Yenser calls it. It looks like a Jumanji was played in an Applebee's.
Yeah, well, you got a kid with you. Why wouldn't you go to Rainforest
course, yeah.
Cafe? I went to the one here in Dallas with my son.
Because I don't want to pay $200 for a burger that sucks.
Yeah, that's
My
a lot
wife
of
loves
Vegas.
Is it like authentic? Do they have the bugs that go in your arm
Yes.
and like lay eggs?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yes, you drink blood with the Maasai.
You rape a... It's not important what happens. Yeah. Your waiter has a burning tire around his neck.
How are you going to pay for this? I'm going to roll the waitress's head down pyramid steps.
Bit by a tsetse fly. Perfect.
Oh, it's funny.
Get your meal free if you rip the heart out of the waiter.
Like, I don't like the rainforest at all. You know who else hates the
Is that
rainforest?
food poisoning? A kind of poisoning.
Yeah, it's something. I mean, it will kill you. Well, I'll tell you who hates the rainforest. The Climate Summit. Because what they did. What? Yeah, I'm serious. A massive stretch of the Amazon rainforest has been destroyed for the, I don't know if it's CP30, but it's COP30.
COPD, whatever.
Yeah.
COP30.
COP30. I call it the C3PO. Climate Summit's 4-lane highway. It aims to ease traffic to the city, which will host more than 50,000 people, including world leaders, at a conference in November. The state government touts the highway's sustainable, in quotes. It has credentials, so they were able to put it in. But some locals and conservationists are outraged at the environmental impact. Would you believe that? The Amazon plays a vital role in absorbing carbon for the world and providing biodiversity, which often gets hired instead of white people. Many say this deforestation contradicts the very purpose of the climate summit. Well, no shit. Locals said the highway has devastated the land. A man talking to the press said, "Our harvest has been cut down. We no longer have the income to support our family." Also saying he has not received any compensation from the government and is keeping his finances afloat by dipping into his savings. The climate summit has also come early to kill off as many endangered animals as possible so no one gets bit. One anonymous climate saver said, "I've killed at least 3 tree kangaroos with hairspray and a lighter, and I sawed the head off a spider monkey."
Thank God.
The sad thing is that highway that looks better than every highway here in Dallas.
Oh, yeah. The way there's no potholes on it.
Right.
Smooth.
Sure, you might run over a red panda.
Whatever.
Dude, can you believe this, though? They ripped apart the... Yeah, you're right.
We got to do a Klaus Schwab thing about this.
I know, we should.
It's so stupid.
You're supposed to... Yeah, we have to have a climate summit. Well, how do you want to do it? Well, we have to destroy the rainforest more.
They're going to kill all those perfectly edible bugs.
I know, right?
And then what happens when it's over? They don't need the road anymore. It's literally just for that summit, right?
Yeah, it's just going to be a dead part that splits the rainforest in half.
It'll just be a hiking trail.
It'd be concrete in the middle. I think it's...
Just have the climate change summit in like Newark.
Why don't you...
It doesn't matter.
Why don't you just say you don't believe in climate change then?
They're being the climate change they want to see in the world.
It's so true. Yeah, I just think it's amazing that, yes, I believe they did it, but they always do the most egregious things. Whether it's the last time it was what? Like they all had an individual private jet?
Yeah, it's like, wait till you see the runway they carve out for the jets.
Right, yeah.
Everyone better take their own jet, too. I'm not sharing.
Yeah, and that's how they all are. They're like, look, we're not all going to just squeeze into one plane. This is nuts. Yeah, right. We have to leave a carbon footprint that the average human wouldn't leave in 200 years.
Mm-hmm. They're like, am I going to sit next to Bill Gates? I know where he's been.
I don't want to go on his plane. Oh, let me go on the child time plane.
That could come back to bite me in the ass.
I hope.
You're paying that much for it. Yeah, it should.
Oh, my God, dude. But isn't he one of them who goes there?
Who?
Bill Gates?
Bill Gates?
I think so.
The climate change thing? Yeah.
He's a big climate guy, right?
Yeah.
He's the one controlling the weather.
All the most evil
what I hear.
minds in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to make sure the temperature is just right when he fucks a kid.
It's every
Allegedly.
global douchebag.
Allegedly.
Actually, he's a pretty powerful player about the COP28 climate innovation. He spoke about how innovation is the key to tackling emissions.
I thought it was,
For this.
30?
I thought it was 30. How did it bump up?
Or go down?
Go down.
Oh, I guess that was one from 2 years ago then. Are they going in order?
I don't think so. I think they're going down.
But they have climate science like
They're
expansion
going
teams?
down just like the children on Bill Gates' private jet. Allegedly. You don't want to get sued for saying these sort of things. No. Allegedly.
You would think he would want the temperature to go up because like fucking lizards love it hot.
That's true.
That's what this is about.
Allegedly.
I mean, this is why they have to go to the rainforest. It's their natural habitat. For all the lizard people's climate summit.
They just get on the heat rock and just hang out.
Just hang out and chill.
They just all eat leaves. And the edible bugs.
The edible bugs, yes.
That's really their favorite. Just
Klaus
talking about
Schwab's
how to
swatting him out of the sky with his tongue.
just grabbing everything with your lizard tongue. You can't see half the people because they've blended into the background naturally. Where is everybody at this climate summit? Oh, there you are, Bill. You're the color of the chair. These people are monsters. I guess that's the point. Getting that.
They are.
You think they'll change it? Do you think they'll fix climate change, Stephen?
Not even a chance. Not even at all.
Not even. Do you think they've made it worse by tearing apart the rainforest and putting in a road?
And private jets and I don't know. This is my big thing right now. I hate AI. I know it's very controversial, but
I also do.
yeah. So AI, I don't know if you heard, there was a story a little while ago where they said it's going to deplete the water supply.
Really?
AI will.
How so?
Because they use hydro cooling at the plants and stuff. And so they were saying by 2037, it'll consume as much water as the entire country of New Zealand.
Are you serious?
AI will?
Yes, AI will.
We got to figure out how to get that salt water into regular water. I've been saying this for a while. The Romans did it. What are we so lazy about? They say it's expensive.
It is expensive.
Oh, but why don't we make it cheaper?
Well, we gotta make it cheap.
What makes it expensive?
Desalinization?
Yeah.
Desalinization, sorry.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was called. You could have messed that up, and I had to just agreed. No, but yeah, they take the salt out of the water, and then look how much more water we have.
You can't even take the lead out of the Flint water. What are you talking
I know, it's true. We still haven't, from what I understand. Some people argue with that in the comments, and you can, but other people say that they still have a lead issue.
So do you know how much water it's using per AI interaction? Every time I ask it to make a silly picture, it's 1 16-ounce bottle of water or something?
Yeah.
You got to figure that out.
I don't know. I do know that we don't even have a choice in it because you go to Google and Google's you wanted to search
That's what I hate.
Here's your
Automatically,
search engine.
it automatically shows you an AI search instantly.
I don't like it. It's taking over anyway, but I had no idea it was using water because I don't know where AI comes from.
Well, and also it's
Very human thing about it too.
Yeah, that's what's going to make it real.
It's human because it's dumb and wrong and annoying most
And
of the
needs
time.
water.
It needs water to live.
Nailed it. Yeah. It's human.
And it sneaks into everything.
Yeah.
It's like humans.
Yeah, it's true. And most of it is unwanted, like people.
I agree.
And it's also bad at comedy and thinks it can do it.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people.
Oh my God, I've seen people put together an AI thing where
Oh,
it's
it's
just,
hilarious. And have you ever seen the Louis C.K. AI stand-up set?
No.
It's my favorite.
somebody did show me.
Oh, I have. It's
Yes.
insanity.
Yeah.
Oh my
I can-
God,
yeah, I can
that's
pull it.
funny.
Please pull it up.
The Carlin one.
No, it's so much worse than the
It is
Carlin
worse
one.
than the Carlin one, yeah.
I think Will Sasso said the Carlin one wasn't actually AI. They wrote
Oh, it was definitely written.
Yeah.
Okay, because that one had jokes. I was just so bothered by it because it wasn't Carlin.
Yeah.
I just don't think you should desecrate a man's grave.
No.
Yeah, and it sounded like him a little, but not really. And yeah, it had very much that vibe of somebody who was trying to write in his voice.
All right, here we
Yeah.
go. I do have it.
Oh, okay.
Which people did. I mean, you have writers.
Good evening, folks.
This is
How's
great.
everyone doing tonight? It's great to be here.
Is that Ricky
I love
Gervais?
days. I mean,
What a
you
terrible...
can't even order a coffee without someone telling you how to do it better.
I have to skip around a little.
It's okay. We're all just trying to do our best. It's like talking to a
It's
wall.
gay AI Louis C.K.
What is this?
You
Kevin...
know what? They're worth it.
Kevin James?
Every little tantrum
gay eye
and every
Louis
little
CK.
milestone. So what's new with
AI.
it? Well, I just got back from my kid's school.
Woo!
And my wife, I asked him what it was, and he said, it's a picture of you guys, but you're robots.
I just love the
So I guess
awkward
that's how he
laugh.
sees us now. We're just a couple of robots constantly performing tasks and trying to keep everything together. You know what's funny about technology? how quickly we all become addicted to it. I mean, we're all becoming lab rats, constantly pressing the lever to get our next hit of dopamine. And
Anyway, I can only play so.
Okay, yeah, that's very hard to listen to.
Oh, it's very, very, and it's the
Well, and just the ill-timed laughter that's
The
in there, too, where
ill-timing
it's
of
like,
it.
This is horrible.
Better than most people who first start.
I've seen somebody put a demo together that they had sent to a club, and they had put a laugh track in there.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't sync it up properly, so the laughter was coming in earlier than the punchline. It was
Really?
hilarious. It was done so bad.
Is it on VHS tape?
It was on the guy. It was on a computer. It was a link.
You know how you can get booked pretty easily?
I knew a guy who made a tape.
Porn. What?
I knew a guy who made a tape in his basement of him doing comedy before he started and
I
sent
told
it.
you that in confidence.
He said he sent it to colleges and got booked for a year.
Are you serious?
Wow.
So the guy made like $100,000
Yes.
off singing into a hairbrush.
Yes.
Like
Were you
Macaulay
going to tell the
Culkin
story
and
about the
getting
guy
even
that
bad?
sent porn
There was
on a VHS?
that's a lot of comics, I would assume.
They would literally, like, there was a guy that had sent a porn video to a booker back when you had to send the VHS tapes.
Send your best 5 minutes.
And he had, but he just took porn and put it on a video and sent it to him.
Did the guy watch it?
Hey, did you get a chance to see my video? Yeah, I love the stuff. Hey, we can get you in. We got a week in July, the one in September, if that works for you. And they didn't even look at it. They just sent it just to see if they would get a
It
reaction.
was always the ego.
Right.
That was like Tom Sobel. He'd be like, Sinbad took a bus from Detroit. I don't care if you're Jesus Christ himself. You got to come in and audition or send a tape.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go have a drink with a Grammy award-winning artist.
Yes.
You mean the prank phone call guy, Tom?
I do. Also, my
Do
nose,
a bunch of cocaine through through the
nose-
deviated septum.
My nose is half missing on account of my
The amount of
proclivities.
Cocaine abuse.
the stepped-on blow I did in the 80s.
He ran a.
My asshole looks worse from all the baby laxative that was inside that.
He was at Booker for the Comedy Caravan in Louisville.
Yeah, he owned it.
Yeah, owned it. And then he came out. It was a
My favorite thing he ever said, which ended up being a Mark Normand joke, actually, because he must have had the same conversation with you and I, because he's like, what is there to do in town, Tom?
That's great.
We don't drink. And he's like, oh, you can go to the Jack Daniels distillery. You don't have to drink to be interested in how it's made. And I'm like, you literally do.
Do. Matt's exactly what he goes, alcohol killed my father. And the guy goes, well, you don't have to like alcohol to be interested.
that's what he told you.
Yeah, he did it. Matt was messing.
Louisville is known for its restaurants. Great, Tom. Do you know a good Italian place? You got me.
You got me there. Can you try another one? Well, barbecue. No, I don't know if. What about Chinese was the third? Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, you stumped me." He goes, in the parking lot of this place, in the same parking lot, they make good sandwiches right there. And we're like, "Are you serious?" Like, we asked you for 3 suggestions, and you're like, "It's a great nightlife. If you walk 12 feet that way, you can have a bagel." It's insanity.
Yeah, he was hilarious.
He would talk to you for like.
He called me when I was working at Enterprise, and he's like, "I finally think I have a gig for you." I'm like, "Oh, great, Tom, 1 a year. That's nice. It was worth building this relationship."
He would get you on the phone. And he would talk to you for an hour, and he'd be like, Matt, I looked at your video, and I just don't know." He had this cadence about him that was just. It would just drag on and on and on. And I actually met him in person at Ron Schock's memorial in Vegas.
Okay.
Hang on.
Brian Regan's there. What was that?
I was just going to say, you're talking about a guy who had a severe coke problem. He dawdled when he talked.
Right? Yeah. You would think that some of the residual effect would speed up the cadence in his voice, but no, that was not it at all.
No. You hit a key bump before you get on the phone.
Right? But he would talk to you forever, and you wouldn't get a date. And then,
oh no, I didn't get a date. Right. That was the thing.
He would talk comedy or pontificate, and then you would never get any work. And I meet him at Ron Schock's memorial in Vegas in person. Brian Regan was there, and Brian's there talking, and Tom's all enamored with Brian Regan. So, oh, Brian, I remember when we'd be on the phone together years ago. And I go, did you talk to him for an hour and not give him work? I said, Brian starts cracking up, and Tom's like, I believe I did give him some work. I'm like, how do you not have a sense of humor when you're in this business?
I'm surprised Ron didn't start laughing from his coffin.
Right.
Who I worked with there once, too.
Such a good guy.
Dude, Tom, oh, man.
Ron Schock was a great...
Ron Schock was a brilliant storyteller, and he's one of the most underrated comedians ever.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant storyteller.
From here in Texas.
Yeah, from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
The Outlaws.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was with Carl and Sam and them?
Yeah, all of them. Bill Hicks, Dwight Slade, Jimmy Pineapple, all those dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Ron was brilliant.
Did you ever get to meet Carl when he was alive?
Oh, yeah. I met Carl. Go ahead, sorry. I'll let you tell.
So I was just going to say I was working the sound booth at Side Splitters, and he loved fucking with people.
Oh, yeah.
It was like his favorite thing. He's like, when I get up there, like I'm going to like act like I want the song to stop. Just keep going. Keep it playing. And I kept it going, and he's like screaming and jumping around the stage. He's like, fucking asshole back there not turned off the sound. I'm like, you told me to do it.
Carl, I remember one time was bombing at Chaplin's for no reason. He was great. It was in Detroit, yeah. And
Carl LeBeau was hilarious.
Yeah, he goes, look, I bet if you guys all get together and you just start kind of going to gigs and just kind of getting used to like this whole stand-up thing, and you work hard, you pay your dues, maybe many years from now I'll turn on the TV and it'll be a comic on The Tonight Show saying funny things but getting absolutely no laughter, and I'll realize that you guys all made it. No, I met him. He gets in my car. I'm like 21 at this point. He jumps in my car, and I pick him up at a hotel, like a Red Roof, and he's like, it's a long story. My wife's trying to find me because Sam Kinison is actually the father of the daughter that I had, and I'm like looking at this guy like, what? This dude's insane. And he just starts saying like, yeah, so I have to get paid in cash. I can't, I got to deal with all this stuff involving, because I used to tour with Sam, and he had sex with my wife. It's obviously his kid. And he shows me a picture of her, and I'm like, yeah, it's definitely his. But I just didn't know where, like, I didn't believe anything he was saying. I just thought he was a lunatic. Then I saw him go up on stage, and I was like, wow, he's really good. And then I went and looked him up later, and it's like so much stuff online with him and Sam. And then it ended up being proven by DNA that it was not his kid. But he was on like the run for like a decade.
Yeah, from child support for a kid that wasn't his.
Wasn't his.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the court didn't care.
No, they wanted him to pay, and he's like, I'm not paying for a kid that my wife cheated on me with Sam Kinison.
Yeah, because I think it was all going down in California, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and I think by the
doctor
time...
slapped the baby on the ass, and it just went, ow, 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 you whore. I was married for 2 fucking years. You're slapping my ass. Are you gay?
Cut the umbilical cord, and a bunch of cocaine falls out of it.
Yeah. Why don't you move to where the food is? He was great, though. He was brilliant. I'll tell you who else is brilliant. This is news from the UK. I just wanted to share. Ex-Tory, I think, mayor. I don't know.
Tory is a political party.
What's on topic?
Okay. Yes, he died in a drug den with a plastic bag over his head while tied to a chair for sexual pleasure. Drug den is what the UK calls a crack house. The body of a Tory councillor, is that right?
Yes.
Yes, and former mayor Les Winwood, 67, was found at a property in Bilston, Wolverhampton. An inquest...
I love the names of their cities.
So do I. An inquest heard a post-mortem examination found he spent hours alone taking crack cocaine and drinking vodka before he died in a camping chair. The mayor apparently died because he forgot the safe word, which was also Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton. My bag is filled. You can see his mouth. Wolverhampton. He had been going to the drug den looking for crack and sexual pleasure for some time. Family and friends say he will be remembered as a mayor, a councilman, and a man who died naked in a camping chair with a bag over his head.
Is this a story out of your book?
It's a story out of my second book.
Right up until death, That is a
That's just
chapter
me.
out of your book.
That's how you picture me putting a bag over my head to have one free hand to jack with.
He was over Matt.
Matt, be honest. If that was a story you heard about how Dave died in a camping chair with a bag over his head naked, how surprised would you be?
In a crack house. Be a lot.
I don't know. I'd be relieved it wasn't worse.
At least he died doing what he loved.
Jerking it with a bag over his head.
I'd be like, well, yeah. I'd be like, well, geez, there was some pleasure involved.
Did you write
Happiness.
yum yum on the bag like Davey wanted?
No, it was like the Shia LaBeouf bag that said, "I'm not famous anymore."
Just like he wasn't just punishing himself this time.
Oh, at least he was.
That would be the most appropriate way for you to die, to go out gratifying yourself in some way.
Yeah, that would be me making myself feel good, and then
Just
it kills
living
me.
through abuse.
Yeah.
42 years.
Well, that hurt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't say it was all self-inflicted.
No, it wasn't.
Certainly not.
Some of it was. I mean, I'm not like carving stuff into my leg anymore.
With like half an eaten birthday cake sitting next to him.
Yeah, I do like to punish myself with cake.
Oh, God.
I like that they specify crack and sexual pleasure.
Yeah, they do. I love when they call it cracked cocaine too, because it sounds like a breakfast cereal.
And he was taking it.
Yes, he was taking his cracked cocaine.
The new Kellogg's
In
product.
It's always weird to me when people said take coffee.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. It's like take tea.
That's like an enema.
Yeah, it's a coffee enema.
You take your coffee.
nobody
I don't know. I
wants
drink it.
But please,
Yes, I will take it. I'll take my tea from behind.
mouth this time, I think.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot even to go into that story, and we're almost out of time.
You're talking about the snakes?
No, I guess we can say. Well, there was the guy who burned himself on Starbucks.
Oh, yes.
Did
Yeah.
you see that?
I did.
He got awarded $50 million. He was like an Uber Eats or one of these drivers, and she hands him the coffee, burns his genitals. They offer him $3 million. He says no. $30 million. He says no. And a jury gives him $50 million.
Dude.
I don't know how bad you. I mean, you're not supposed to teabag it with your own nuts.
It looked like in the video. Here, we'll show the video, but it looks like he spills it on himself, and then he just goes.
That's
like,
what I mean.
freaks out.
Right? It looks like
Yeah,
he
look at
did it on
this.
purpose.
I've
Do you have
had.
Tourette's?
Can you replay it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, if you watch it, he freaks out, and then the car just drifts
Right here.
forward.
Hand it to him.
Hand it to him.
Okay, got
And
it.
he's like, ah,
I will say I've been,
what is this cup holder you have in America?
What is this hot drink that I'm supposed to be getting from you that's hot?
He was just
Why
trying
is
to
it hot?
Could you imagine he's just driving around to different Starbucks drive-thrus all day, ordering stuff, just hoping finally one takes?
he sped off before she could spin the pad around to ask
Yeah,
her
yeah.
tip.
Yeah. Yeah, can you? I mean, how bad would your penis have to be mutilated for them to go, that's a $50 million injury?
We need to see the before picture.
Yeah, well, that's all the burns he's accumulated through the drive-thrus
Yeah.
he's been going through.
Wait, who knows what weird country he came from? His genitals could have been mutilated since day one.
That's got to be some Jackson Pollock looking penis or something.
Yeah, it would have to look like Crane in the dude's stomach in Total Recall. Like, it would just have to
Right.
be. It'd
Freddy
have to be
Krueger.
mutilated.
Saying beforehand,
Yeah,
it was
straight
like
up.
it was like a work of art. Like he's carrying a piece of the Sistine Chapel between his pants, and then all of a sudden the tea.
The
destroyed
before picture would have to be the most wonderful penis on earth. Mm-hmm. And then it would be followed by gruesome, gruesome horror.
Like, that's a $50 million dick right there, I tell you.
If there's anything people can't get enough of, it's free dick.
And if there's anything I've learned from John Bobbitt, this man can go into porn now and make a lot of
That's
money.
very true.
Yes.
Yes, because
People
everybody.
like freakish dicks.
They
too.
do. They like it when it's been thrown in a field by your wife and sewn back on after somebody blew the bugs off it.
He's going to be a DoorDash driver delivering fucking Starbucks drinks.
He still delivers it. Sorry, I spilled half of it.
She's like, I don't have anything to pay for it. Oh, bitch.
On the bright side, Uber Eats can use that as a recruiting tool.
He's getting 1 star by somebody while he's trying to put out the flames. And
Say you can't make any money doing Uber Eats? I argue that.
Yeah. Actually, I found a pretty good loophole. Loophole. We can get out of here.
Looks like a burnt fish stick you forgot was in the oven.
There's one juror that's just like 12 Angry Men who's like, I think it looks better.
Yeah, he became Mrs. Paul.
Oh, good for him, though. I mean, $50 million from Starbucks. That's,
Screw Starbucks.
That is a thing, though. Derek's right. I do feel like there's going to be a certain point where, like, you choose a career based on the liabilities you encounter doing it.
yeah,
Like
whatever you can sue for.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because nobody's paying you anymore.
I cannot wait to have one of those electric Amazon trucks hit me.
Oh,
You
yeah.
you can't hear them coming.
Well, I mean, why wait for the electric ones? You just have the ones with the drunk drivers that are out there now.
Right.
Who just park their thing in a gas station and leave it.
Yeah.
Like, this work thing is not for me.
I'm done.
It's just everybody's packages just sitting at a Sunoco. I love it.
Just selling them off a blanket.
Yeah.
Yes. Grabs all the packages. He's 3 blocks down the street selling all your shit.
Yeah, just... did I order that? Is that my...
It's a different Derek Richards.
Yeah, you're like, no, it's not yours. I don't know. That shirt looks a lot like something I'd order. It's either mine or Guy Fieri's.
It's off your wish list. Keep wishing.
Either Derek's shirt or the couch from Married with Children.
Yeah. Only a very foreign, like Iraqi Uber driver would get one of Derek's shirts and be like, "Oh, I've hit the jackpot." I also like gold.
Now to coat this with Jacquard Noir.
That's the set from The Price is Right.
You look at the normal.
I love
shirt he wore
I love
today.
getting dressed down by a guy in a Survivor T-shirt.
I wore this
you
because
wore
I
this.
knew
I
you
know.
would like it. That's why I had
I
another
know you
shirt.
did.
And I'm like, he'll think this is funny.
He's got the lazy eye of the tiger.
I swear to God, did I send you the video of Eye of the Tiger came on my YouTube and my daughter got up and wanted to dance with me?
Oh yeah.
That's going to be our wedding dance.
Well,
in
that's
25
why-
years.
Well, that's why I sent you that the Rick Astley song.
Yeah, you blame me
son,
for that.
Yeah, my son's been playing it on his watch, and then it came on the radio, and he's like, "Yeah!" So it like double. So he's already being a dick about it, and then when it hit again, he starts singing every word to me, and I
We're gonna
just
give you
filmed
up?
it. Yeah, and I sent it to Matt, and I go, "I don't know how, but this is your fault."
As you're dropping him off at the orphanage.
yeah. I'm pulling into a fire
Never
station.
gonna give, never gonna give.
He's like, I know my
Never
address. Well,
You're dropping him off at my house in Orlando. You want to go to Disney? You live here now.
Yeah, go enjoy living with Uncle Matt. He won't hurt you. It looks like it. He won't hurt
He
you.
has a pool.
He got a pool. It's pretty cool. He's doing better than your dad.
You got a pool?
Yeah, he's got
I do have a pool.
yeah, he's got a nice pool.
Yeah,
He's got a nice house.
we have a nice house.
Nice.
Yeah, he's doing
pretty
well.
nice.
Doing
I mean, we bought it from my wife's aunt when it got destroyed by mold, but
Yeah.
so we had
Okay.
yeah,
but then you had it fixed
yeah,
up.
we had it fixed up, and it's worth more now. Hopefully, it was worth more, and now it's worth less
Why?
because the housing market's dipping a little.
Oh, it is. I noticed that. Yeah. Well, it should. And I'll tell you what else you should do. You should go and see Stephen Henry live. Where's that going to be?
Laugh Out Lounge, Winter Haven, Florida, April 18th and 19th.
I love that room.
Derek, the 22nd, you'll be doing a
22nd. Dog rescue the Haven of Love dog rescue fundraiser in Dearborn Heights, Michigan. And then I'll be in St. Cloud, Florida, April 11th and 12th at Porky's Comedy Club, DerekRichards.com.
All right.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
Barbecue is fantastic.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very good.
I would go somewhere for barbecue.
You should.
I love barbecue. I'm not even afraid to say it. Angela?
I'm on YouTube as Angela Does Horror.
Okay.
And I'm going to have a video coming out soon on The Rule of Ginny Penn, which is a new horror movie that's going to be coming to Shudder soon. It's got John Lithgow and Jeffrey Rush.
I just saw a little interview with them about that.
It's fantastic. It's weird. It's amazing. So yeah, I'm going to be releasing that soon. And then I'm Normal Angela on Instagram.
All right. And Matt?
I'm going to be at Side Splitters Wesley Chapel this weekend, Friday and Saturday, with Luke Monet. He's a very funny guy, so please come check us out.
No. Oh.
You're going to be in Rochester.
That's right, this Saturday.
Rochester, Michigan.
Yeah, Rochester, Michigan. You can come see the first show sold out at the Roxy. Second show, it's me, Don Jameson, and Mike Loftus. You can also see me and Mike Loftus in Spokane, Washington. That is the 27th through the 29th of this month. And, yeah, you should come out and see that. But until then, the end of the world. Thank you.
Somebody had to do it.
Somebody had to. All right. Hilaria Baldwin. Is that right? Hilaria Baldwin snapped at her husband Alec on the red carpet, saying, "When I'm talking, you're not talking." Let's watch.
It's gonna be great. You're a winner. Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking. Oh, sorry. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why. Yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show.
It's gonna be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking. Oh, sorry. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Oof. Ouch.
Look at that face.
That is a real face. Oh, he's going to go home and teach her a lesson.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
He's going to go home and shoot some blanks.
Well, I was going to say, how do you think Alec Baldwin responded behind closed doors? And I think
he shot her.
Yeah, they say shot her. That's fair. Angela?
He left her a voicemail telling her she's a dirty little piggy with no manners.
You have no manners. What do you got for me? What do you think Alec did to reprimand his wife?
I think he made her watch the hit movie The Shadow and write a 5-paragraph essay on why it's better than The Dark Knight. I think we all know it is.
I think that's just one how you should open it. We already know.
Yeah.
For sure. What do you got?
Send her back to pretend Spain.
Oh, that's a good one. That's where she pretends to be from. I would say threaten to hide her so no one can ever see her again, just like his brothers William and Daniel.
What if he told her coffee is for closers and then threw a scalding hot pot in her face?
She'd be worth $50 million.
Screw up.
He just punches the photographer. All right. Thank you very much for tuning into Normal World. We will be back tomorrow. Enjoy your evening. Leave a comment of where you're watching from. Obviously, it's late in the show for me to ask you to do that, but we're just curious. And how do you think Alec Baldwin beats his wife? If he does, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes. How does he reprimand her for interrupting him? Go ahead and say what you think happened. Good night.